You're now tuned into Psych's weekly Nerf dosage.
Debs is back! Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome to episode 87 of pwned. I just came back from Indonesia. Okay, and I only have one part to this video. So you can click the annotation if you want to skip my banter. But I just want to say my first time being in Bandung, and it was a really fun time. I know that I look a bit I don't know, uncouth. Not really, unkempt, not uncouth, unkempt, but it's because I haven't shaved yet, because I haven't slept the entire night. My flight was at like 7:20 in the morning, which meant that I had to reach the airport at 5:20. So I didn't sleep. I came home, did my laundry and stuff, and then I proceeded to mod a little bit more, or work a little bit more, and update one of the mods that I'm doing that I want to share with you guys. You already know what it is. So yeah, that's why. So now I'm gonna shave and I'm gonna leave the house because I want to go to skate. It's my students' recital training. So yeah. Alright, so let's get to the main part of the video. Let's go. Bam! Check it out. I've modded the Mega Cycloneshock. You can see now I have rear loading slots, and I have rebarrelled it with redline barrels. Okay, so those of you asking where did I get redline barrels from, I've mentioned it before in the past, long time ago. This amazing guy called Funky Motherfucker actually gave 3 lengths of redline barrel to me, and I've used up quite a lot. And as you can see now, this is used for the Mega Cycloneshock. Sorry, I was just holding my slime. Mega Cycloneshock, and I wanted to make the barrels a bit longer to be flush with this line over here, but it's that this part over here is curved, so I didn't really want to grind down this part, and I didn't really want to cut this part off. I mean, of course you can from this line over here, you can just cut this and this, and then you can extend the barrels a little bit. But yeah, I actually gave it a shot and I tried it. I gooped everything in, very simple. Please take note that the barrels inside are telescoping. So I gooped it in, and I was twisting normal elite darts in, and they were firing fine. It's just that I was thinking, what if I want to fire off Stefan's? So I would not be able to, to push the darts all the way in unless I use a ramrod. But always at the back. If you push it too far back, then you're gonna have some friction against the turret rotation mech, and I didn't want that. So I decided to create rear loading slots. Yep. So as you can see, it's cut out this way, over here, and around this part, because I didn't want to get into the other structured part of the shell on the inside. Now I could cut a bit more on the top here, but yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that because it's kind of hard for me to push a dart in to the top. You can repeat the same thing on the other side, but this mod is not for me. This is actually for a friend who is none other than Newbie, and he's right-handed, so that is why I created the reloading slots on the left side of the blaster, because he'll be firing it with his right hand and I'll be loading it with left hand. I felt that there's no point actually doing this and then flipping it over and trying to do this at the same time. Yeah, because it's gonna be a bit straight. I felt. So that's my opinion. Okay. So like I mentioned before, those of you who actually watched all the Cycloneshock's reviews, basically every time you prime the blaster, then the turret rotates like that. So because I wanted it to look good, I took a long time to align all the redline barrels to exactly directly in line with the turret itself. So if you can see, the barrels are perfectly at the same spot where the red line is. Yeah, I actually am quite proud of it, and as you can see, it's all the same length. So I really took quite some time to actually go and do that. And one more thing I did was I actually removed the trigger lock. So check it out. It's really simple. I think I shot a video of the trigger lock, and if I did, then I would like to share with you guys. If not, then I'm sorry. Okay, so let's just do this. Modding the Cycloneshock, and I want to get rid of the trigger lock so that I can just deprime the blaster when it's primed. Anyway, this is the trigger system, and you just lift it up. Let me just try and get this nicely on camera. You lift it up, take it out. Okay, I'll put this aside here first. Now this piece, I do not know the significance of this piece, but this is basically the one that activates the lock. Okay, let me rephrase it. I do not know if it's important to have this piece inside the blaster, but I'm just going to take it out because this is one piece. This is the main piece that actually activates the lock, or the trigger lock. And looking at this piece over here, you realize that now I can't squeeze the trigger unless you kind of push down the white color nub inside. So once that's down, then you can squeeze the trigger. So what you want to do is you basically want to open this thing up and remove that piece because it's blocking the trigger from moving back.
and you do that by, and it's gonna be hard for me to show you guys, but because I'm using one hand, but you basically just, you can see all the clips and everything on this, on two sides, so you just want to unclip it. Let me try and see if I can do this with one hand, okay? Obviously struggling and failing, but yeah, oh shit, can't do it with one hand. Okay, you know what? I'll just leave the camera here and I'll see if I can do it. Alright. There we go. There we go. You need two hands. So yeah. Once you remove it, you just wanna basically get rid of this piece over here, because you can see that the spring and everything. So yeah, is this glued in? Looks like it's glued in. Yeah, it is glued in. Wow, Hasbro, you guys seriously glued in the piece. They glued in this piece, the orange piece and everything. So the other alternative is for you to get rid of this part. So you want to just, if you want to just cut down this part over here of the trigger, you can solve all the problems. So if you guys look at the trigger, you cut off this part, because that's where the lock is actually blocking. Yeah, then you basically remove the trigger lock. So yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna give you guys a firing demonstration right now. So I'm gonna use standard elite streamline darts, and I'm going to load some from the front and some from the back, just to show you what it looks like if you load it from the back, because of the limited amount of space that you have over here. So if you load it from the front, it's very, very straightforward. All you gotta do is just make sure you twist the dart in, because redline barrels, you need to do that. The fit on redline barrels is a bit looser than CPVC, and that is actually good, because in a climate like Singapore, CPVC is really too tight for our darts. So then, next dart in. Excuse me. And now it's the third dart. And the downside about this is, you know, because it's not a drop turret, so you have to basically load every dart one by one when it's still housed inside the shell itself. So now I'm going to try and load like a dart over here, and you will see that I can't load it to the top barrel because it's being blocked by this part of the shell. I can cut it out, but I don't want to, like I said, because I'm afraid that I might cut myself, or nobody might cut himself. I don't know. But I'll try and load it at the lower slot, and basically you have to try and kind of like force it in this way, and then you twist it in. And if the dart is too tight for the barrel, then it's going to cause a big problem like this one, you see. So it's having some problems going in. We'll try another dart. Let's see if this works, or maybe I'll just use another barrel. Okay, let's use this barrel instead. So yeah, as you can see now, it's perfect. See, so now I'm just pushing it in, and that's how you reload a dart. Let's try another one. Okay, that's an empty barrel. Get a straight dart, and from the side, you basically want to just push it in like this, and yeah. So that's a problem with it. When you reach the end of the dart, then it starts to have some problems. So you basically have to make sure that it's straight, and you push it all the way into its flush. That's how we do it. Yep. Last one. I don't know if this was because this dart is pretty soft. Let's try this out. Yeah, okay, it's not so bad. You really have to squeeze it and push it in, and I do not recommend that. So in cases like these, I'd rather anyone else out there just use the normal standard front loading method. And yeah, as you can see, I'm kind of struggling right now. So really, rear loading is really not for standard streamline darts. Please take note of that. I'm just going to pull out this dart, and I'm going to twist it in from the front. See? And twisting from the front just works wonders. As you can see now, it's all the way in. It's really simple. So now I'm just going to fire off all 6 darts at the usual spot. And I haven't range tested this thing yet, but I would say that it's easy getting flat at least 60 feet. Performance is on par with the modern Magnus. The first time I actually modded the Magnus to be clip fed, almost the same performance, and it's amazing. The only downside is the limited barrel length. If you guys want me to give you a very, very fair answer on what the ranges are for this now, I would say good. That's the answer, good ranges. Okay, so here we go. First dart, whoa. Second dart, third dart, fourth. Oops, I didn't. Sorry, my bad, guys. I didn't find it far enough, you see. Fourth dart, fifth dart, whoa. It's almost hit my face. Last dart out. Alright, so all 6 darts out. You can just deprime it now, not a problem. And now I'm going to give you guys a quick firing demonstration using just four Stefan darts. So I have like 2 white Stefan darts, one red foam Stefan dart and one blue foam silicone tip dart. These all are slugs, as you can see, all felt tip. So the problem with loading it from the front is that you're never going to be able to push it down all the way in unless you ramrod it, right? Or if your pinky is like really thin and narrow and go all the way in. But yeah, so that's what the use of the rear loading slots are for, and you will see that it's actually a lot easier when you load Stefans into the rear loading slots because they are short. So you see, first one is in, it's not going to be a problem. Second one, I'm just going to make sure I aim it right and push it in. And just twist it a bit. There we go. The second one in. Third, which is the red foam Stefan, goes in. So I'm doing it in such a weird position, guys, because you know the slot is on the other side, so for right-handers. And the last slot for another white foam Stefan. There we go. So 4 out, or 4 in I should say. Let me line them up. Perfect. So the first one is a blue foam Stefan. You can see it fires with quite a good strength. Second is a white foam Stefan. Whoa. Third is a red foam Stefan. Came out all the way. And the last is another white foam Stefan. And this thing is amazing. Rob from SBNC actually told me that he used 13mm aluminium barrels, which is easily obtainable to him in Australia. But he also recommended that, or he did take note and mention that you could actually put a stock Retaliator or Rampage or Elite Alpha Trooper spring and double spring this thing to get extra power. I don't know if I want to do that because the barrels are pretty short. I would probably need like longer barrels in order for me to actually, you know, utilize the extra kick. So I think this is good enough. I really hope nobody likes it because I tried really hard to make these rear loading slots as clean as possible. As you guys can see, I really took some time and I really went to sand everything down really nicely and I filed it down. And I did my best to make sure that there's not much damage to, or almost no damage to the shell externally. So yeah, hopefully he's happy with this, and I hope that the rear loading slots are comfortable enough for him. So yeah, it's a dual functioning blaster now because I removed the dart pegs. So newbie, if you're watching this, remember, if you load streamline size darts, please load it from the front. If you're loading Stefan size dart, load it from the back. That's about it. This is my modified Mega Cycloneshock, and I hope that you guys like it too. So we've come to the end of the video. I know it's a really short and really quick video. It's because I've been really busy and I have had only time to actually just go ahead and mod this because I was pretty excited to do it. So I hope that you guys liked it. If you guys like this video, I do hope that you guys give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope that you guys subscribe or consider subscribing because I make Nerf videos. Nerf videos, man. Did I just say that? I'm sorry. Because I make Nerf related videos every week. At least I try to do it every week. And yeah, so always stay tuned for more stuff coming up. Next week, or the next episode, I have something very interesting for you guys. It's actually with me already, but I don't want to share what it is yet till next week. But it's something really unique and something that I really want to share with the world. And I feel that it's a really good product. Okay, so that's a hint for you guys. Alright, till next week then, I will see you guys again. Back to work for me tomorrow. That's about it. So, take care everyone. Drills pay the bills and teamwork makes the dream work. Peace.